Here now with more. Fox Business host Larry Kudlow. Larry, great to have you. The first thing that people need to understand is this problem with the debt ceiling is not imminent. We're looking at May or June before it really becomes a significant issue. Kevin McCarthy rightly has been trying to negotiate with Joe Biden. Joe Biden has said no to those negotiations, the very opposite of what he said in 2011 when they came up with the Deficit Reduction Act, and sequestration followed that. So the question is, why won't Joe now negotiate? Does he think the Republicans won't unite behind Kevin McCarthy? Does he think he's able to break the Republican coalition? Because I can predict tonight, after talking to many factions in the Republican Party, that's not going to happen. They're going to be together.
Well, Sean, you know, it's very important. Biden and Schumer and Jeffries, they're all giving us this big lie. Here's the big lie. The Republicans are going to cut into Social Security. The Republicans are going to cut Medicare. The Republicans are going to default on the debt. It is a complete lie. Sean, this week, in recent days, today and 2 days ago, I interviewed Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Today I interviewed Majority Leader Steve Scalise. They both said emphatically they're not going after Social Security, they're not going after Medicare, and they will make good on the government debt. So what you got here is Biden with this big lie. You know, this is what authoritarians do. This is what totalitarians do. They say something that's not true, they keep repeating it, and they hope that somehow it's going to become true. McCarthy's too smart for this. Scalise is too smart for this. Probably the country's too smart for this. The basic point here is the Democrats will do anything, Sean, not to cut spending. And right now, spending and the bloated size of government is the single biggest problem. It is the single biggest obstacle to economic growth and prosperity. Middle-income folks are getting killed. So this is just craziness, this big lie. And they're just denying it. I mean, I've been playing it on my show. The leaders of the Republican House are not going to do it. And Biden's just going out with this baloney and malarkey. It's like some totalitarian dictator.
96% debt to GDP ratio right now. That is almost a mathematical certainty that inflation will continue and will continue with a bad economy. But I want to take you back to 2011. Joe Biden, comments he made on debt ceiling negotiations. Now he's saying no negotiations. How can you explain the fact that grown men and women are unwilling to budge up until now, and still some of them are still unwilling to budge by taking an absolute position, my way or no way? That's not governing. That's no way to govern. You can't govern that way. This is a cycle, and I predict to you that a lot of those new members who came here with my way or the highway, they'll either be on the highway or learn that they're going to have to compromise. So I am betting, and I think the Democratic Party is betting on that the Republican Party in the House will not stick together. I have spoken to all of the top players that I think are going to have a key role in all of this. They've all said the same thing. They will unite around a position. There's about 15 different plans being tossed around. They're all dealing with spending, and they'll agree. That's my prediction. What's yours?
Well, I basically agree. Look, the position that Biden that he's not going to negotiate cannot hold. All right. Republicans will stick together. And by the way, they're going to get some Democratic support in the House and even in the Senate. Look, to raise the debt ceiling, they're going to have budget cuts. Otherwise, we're going to continue with this inflation, and we're going to continue with what looks like a recession. Today's GDP number was really a lousy number when you look under the hood. You know, go back to 2011, Sean. I like that. John Boehner toughed it out with Barack Obama, and Boehner got spending caps, okay? Boehner got a reduction in overall spending. Boehner stopped tax hikes. Barack Obama started out, you know, arrogantly not negotiating. Boehner succeeded, okay? I think that Kevin McCarthy and Steve Scalise and the others will also succeed. I actually think they're going to get some help from the Senate this time around. But the crazy point is, the government is spending 24% of our economy. If you go to the states and the localities, federal, state, and local, 44% of our economy. And that's why you're getting, for all of 22, you just got the last numbers today, the economy grew at 1%, Sean. That's the worst performance since the financial meltdown in 2008 and 2009. The inflation rate for the whole year was 6.3%. That is the highest inflation in 40 years. What's the culprit here? $5 to $6 trillion of spending and borrowing, okay? And then student debt cancellations could add another $600-800 billion. So, no, you're right. There will be negotiations. The GOP is not going to destroy the big entitlement programs. The GOP will make good on the debt. But here's the thing. They will insist on spending cuts, on new caps for future spending, and they'll also have the penalty of across-the-board sequester, across-the-board automatic cuts. This is coming,
hope so.
And all the big lies from Joe Biden and the leading Democrats will not stop it. The public wants lower spending because that's the obstacle to prosperity right now.
Larry Kudlow, always great to have you. Thank you, my friend. And